The Prophet ﷺ expanded in a beautiful other hadith that your Lord will grant you what you want when you want it, or it'll be delayed till a time that it is better for you, or in fact what you're asking for is not good for you, so you'll be saved from an evil and rewarded generously in the hereafter. And this creates a no-lose scenario where one can walk knowing that they're constantly winning as long as they have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on their side. Which brings me to, how do we bring this to the forefront of our mind? The first thing we need to understand and get rid of is this concept of the golden days. My best days are behind me. This is a trick of shaitan. Shaitan wants us to think that our best days are behind us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us the exact opposite. وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى. That which is to come is better than that which exists right now. This was revealed in Surah Al-Duha in the 12th surah of Revelation, according to the Mufassirun. This could be understood in the context of Mecca, that life in Mecca was difficult and the life in Medina will become easier. But its greater context is the life of the hereafter. That this life is a life of turmoil. The life of Jannah is a life of bliss, is a life of happiness and joy. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from the people of Jannah. Allahumma ameen. But when you believe this statement and you've internalized it and you're certain about it, then your best days are still ahead of you. I want you to think about how beautiful your meeting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to be. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards you for all of the good that you did, for all the sacrifices that you made. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you how proud of you He is, that even though you're surrounded by temptation and by destruction, you ignored all of it just to live a good life so that you could worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and eventually meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala while He is pleased with you. Imagine that day. So you have to know that your best days are still in front of you. Not only in Jannah, but also believe in the life of this world. Because I ask you by Allah, what is preventing that? What is preventing our best days still in being in front of us? Absolutely nothing. How difficult life was as everything was going down in Gaza. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave a little bit of relief through the ceasefire. These are just examples of the best is always in front of us. And you have to believe this. You have to know this. But what if one is skeptical? What if one says, how do I know for sure that my best days are still in front of me? وَلَسَوْفَ يُعْطِيكَ رَبُّكَ فَتَرْضَى. Your Lord will give you and you will be pleased. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you that you are promised this, know that it is truer than anything that you know. There is nothing truer than the promise and statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when He tells you you will be pleased, there's not a shadow of a doubt in this.